Good day, student. Welcome to Standard 6. This is a continuation of lesson number 5, Substances in the Surrounding, Their States and Properties. In the first part, we have done with change of state of substance, the difference between the state of substance, change in the state, heat and change of physical state, the temperature and thermometer, recording the temperature, boiling, freezing, melting. Now, let's know about sublimation. To understand this, let's do some activity. Take some sand in a crucible. Put a few iodine crystals on it. Place the crucible on a tripod to heat it. Block the steam of the funnel with a cotton plug and place it inverted over crucible. Light the burner and heat a mixture in a crucible. Observe the changes. Iodine crystals do not melt on heating, but change directly to the gaseous state. When the fumes of iodine hit the walls of the funnel, they cool to form solid crystals of iodine and stuck to funnel walls. Thus, on heating, iodine does not melt and change to a liquid, but directly changes to gaseous state. The change of a solid substance directly into a gas or vapor without first changing into a liquid is called sublimation. Now let's understand properties of substances. First one is brittleness. What will happen if pressure is applied on substances like chalk, bricks, alum, glass? These substances break into small pieces or particles. Such substances are said to be brittle. This property of substance is called brittleness. Second one is hardness. Now take an iron nail, try to pierce on cardboard sheet, wet mud and a piece of wood. Using the nail, what will happen? The nail easily pierces wet mud, but not the piece of wood. It can pierce the cardboard sheet with some effort. Why does this happen? The hardness of a substance is determined by how many resistance it offers to the substance being pushed through it. Next one is elasticity. Stretch a rubber band and let it go or apply pressure on a piece of sponge and release it. What do you see? The rubber band and sponge go back to their original shape. Some substances change their shape when a force is applied on them, but return to their original shape and size when the force is removed. This property is called elasticity. The fourth one is fluidity. Take a flat metal sheet of the size of a notebook. Holding it and at an angle, put a drop of water, honey and gum at different places on the board. Observe how they flow down the slope. Liquids flow downwards on a sloping surface. This property is called fluidity. Next one is densities. If two blocks of the same size, one wooden and other of iron, are weighed in a balance, how would they compare? The mass of different substances having the same volume can be different. This difference is because of the difference in their densities. Between substances of the same volume, the one with a greater density are heavier than those of lesser density. The sixth one is solubility. Take a glass of water, add some salt, fine sand and sugar to it and try to dissolve them. Repeat this, replacing water with kerosene. What do you observe? Some substance dissolve in a particular liquid. If solid does not dissolve in a liquid, it is said to be insoluble in that substance. Example, salt is soluble in water but insoluble in kerosene. The property of a substance of getting dissolved is called solubility. Now let's know about transparency. When we can look through a substance and see things on the other side, then that substance is said to be transparent. This property of the substance is called transparency. Glass, Some types of plastics, clean water and air are transparent substance. Now let's know about properties of metal. What is metal? Substances like copper, gold, iron, aluminium are called metals. Metals are found in a form of minerals deep inside the earth. Minerals from the earth crust are processed to obtain the metals. In daily life, metals have various importance. So, let's know about properties of metal. The first one is malleability. Take a piece of copper or an aluminium wire or a small nail. Hammer it repeatedly. On hammering repeatedly, the wire becomes flat. Metal can be converted into sheets by hammering. This property of metal is called malleability. The next property is ductility. Hot iron is hammered and made into thin sheets, or even you can visit a blacksmith shop to observe how does hammering cause. It is stretched. Iron bars made to revolve continuously while being hammered become longer. The iron can be drawn into wire. Metals can be stretched and drawn into wires. This property of metal is called ductility. The third one is electrical conductivity. Electricity flows through metals. All metals are conductor of electricity to a greater or lesser extent. This property is called electrical conductivity. The fourth one is thermal conductivity. When a piece of metal is heated at one place, the whole of it becomes hot. It shows that metal allow heat to flow through them. This property is called thermal conductivity. Now let's know about sonority. Pluck the string of a musical instrument like tanpura or veena. Ring a bell or hit a steel box with metal spoon. Strike a wooden table or a marble floor with a wooden stick. Note the difference in the sound. Metal produce a ringing sound. This property is called sonority of metals. The last one is characteristic color and luster. Metals have a typical shine or luster. Every metal has characteristic color by which it can be identified. So student, here we have completed with our lesson number 5. Now what you will do? You will write down the properties of metals and properties of substances in your notebook. Thank you.